So in this video, I want us to go deeper into due diligence, which you're supposed to do when you want to invest. Something that is more famous other than forex trading in this investing market is the money market. So when you want to put your money also in a money market, what is the type of due diligence that you're supposed to do? So in this video, we're going to go through the various steps and the various things you're supposed to look for, such as the asset under management of the company, of course, the licenses, having the due diligence on the fund managers, uh, things like checking the history of the company, the fees, the taxes, all these things that you're supposed to check to make sure you're investing in a legit company. So stay tuned and you're going to learn like a list of things you're supposed to check so that next time you're not just investing blindly, you're investing in a legitimate company. So without further ado, let's begin. By now, you should be able to understand what are investment funds, the benefits, and the risk that come with them. So now that we understand that, I want us to have a real example. Let's go through a real asset management company that offers collective investment schemes so that you'll understand how the game is played. So with your phone or with your laptop, however you are right now, go and Google avocap.com. It will get you to this page that I'm in. So let's just go to Avocap Asset Management and understand what goes on. So as you can see, it's a very clean website. So there are some things that you need to understand when you want to invest in an investment fund. It could be a money market or a mutual fund, or you want to invest in any type of fund that is being offered by an asset management company. So the number one thing you need to look at, you need to check if they come how much asset under management, we call it AUM, how much asset under management the company has. And in this case, Avocap has around 300 million in asset management. And this is because it's a new company. Started off, I think, end of last year because they got their license, the CMA license, end of October last year. So you can see they are moving fast, but it's often good to invest in a company that is above 1 billion. And such a company will have to have stayed in the game for at least a longer period. It doesn't mean that you should not invest in a new company. You can, because in this case, this company is under 300, is with 300 million in asset, 300 million Kenya shillings in asset under management. So this means that they are on their way to that 1 billion mark, and they've been around for a year or so. So it's not that bad of an investment or risky, because you have to understand they started previously and they are on their way. But asset under management should be above 1 billion shillings. Number two, you have to verify that the custodian and trustee banks are well-known banks. There's one thing you need to understand when it comes to asset management. The management of the fund is overseen by three parties: the custodian, the fund manager, and the trustee. The custodian is responsible of taking care of the funds. They overlook the funds, in a way that takes care of the fund. They're in custody of the fund. And the fund manager obviously is the one that is going to pick up the assets that are going to be invested. The fund manager is also responsible for overlooking the performance of the fund, tweaking what needs to be tweaked, buying out when buying out is needed, buying in when buying in is needed. That is the work of a fund manager. And then the boss of them is a trustee. A trustee is responsible to overlook that the fund manager is doing what they're supposed to do and the custodian banks are doing what they're supposed to do. So in this case, Avocap Asset Management uses the trustee and the custodian services. They get it from the NCBA bank. So an NCBA bank is a very trusted bank. So in this case, the company checks out the fact that you have to verify that the custodian and trustee bank are well-known banks. NCBA is a well-known bank, and that is the bank that Avocap uses for trustee and custodian, services. So it's a bank to trust. That shows us this is something, asset management company, you can trust them. Another thing you have to look at is confirm fund management fees are 2% and below. Another thing is you must ensure that they have a physical location. Avocap Asset Management is located in Westlands. You can see there are 8th floor reliable towers, Mogoti Road, Westlands, Nairobi. Another thing you have to look at is you have to look at how long it takes to access funds when withdrawing. It should be 2 to 3 days. And Avocap Asset Management, it takes 2 days. I'm saying this because I've actually invested with them. And when I withdrew my money, it just took regular T plus 2 days that a transaction is supposed to take via a bank. So another thing is you have to research the company board of directors legal history for any lawsuits. And as you can see here, if you go to About Us, if you can go to About Us, you can see that these are the founders and the directors, and they're very open over here, you know, they're very, very open. And this is where you can do your background check of if you're the cautious type or you don't trust people type. So in here, you can check the team, you can Google their names, and you can, they have provided their photos, their names. You can just, look at who they are, look at their background history to make sure you're not dealing with fraud people. That's one thing you need to do your background research, because if you're dealing with people who are fraud, chances are likely that they're going to play fraud with your money, and that's not what you want. So you must also do background check on the company and the shareholders or the leaders who are leading this company, because a company is just as good as its management. Okay, so researching the board of directors legal history for any lawsuits is important. Another thing, you have to ensure that the fund manager is regulated by the CMA. And you can see Avoca Asset Management is very much regulated by the CMA. It's one of the things I liked about them. They are very clean. So they're going to be somewhere where they're indicating they're regulated. But make sure your company is regulated by the Capital Markets Authority so that you know you're dealing with a company that is licensed. And then you can contact customer service to ask any additional question and to ensure they are responsive. So with that, you just come down here and you're able to look at, you know, these contacts, and email. If you have any questions, you should be able to access that. They review the another thing, you need to review the qualification and experience of leadership team. For example, are they any chartered financial analysts within the team? Chartered financial analyst certificate is one of the required certificate for analysts and fund managers. So you might as well check if the company you're investing in, the team is certified. So for example, if we come here and let's look at someone called Wilson Wariari, right? This is how you do it. You click one of the people they have mentioned is like a leader in the company. You come and Google them, especially LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such a great source to look at somebody's qualification. And when you look at LinkedIn, you can see there the guy is a co-founder. You can look at you know you can look at you can see this guy has accountant, business school, University of Nairobi. You can see they have Chartered Institute for Security and Investment. They have CC1, 2, and 3. So this is someone that they know what they're doing. They're certified. They have the Nairobi Security Exchange ATS authority. They have a dealer certificate. They have certificate in international corporate finance. They have the CC. So this is a certified individual. So you have to make sure the leaders of the company you're choosing have a good background. They have licenses. They have the qualifications to actually run that company. So that is how you prevent getting your money in a scammed area. So if you follow that, you're able to know that you're investing with a legitimate company.